The long-awaited United Nations report on the assassination of former Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto does not answer the central question of who killed her, but does put its finger directly on what remains the most troubling part of Pakistan's reality, the dominance of its military and intelligence services over civilian leaders.
Ms. Bhutto was murdered on the 27th of December 2007 when a 15-and-a-half-year-old suicide bomber detonated his explosives near her vehicle as it was leaving the PPP event in Liaquat. No one believes that this boy acted alone. A range of government officials failed profoundly in their efforts, first, to protect Ms. Bhutto, and second, to investigate with vigor all those responsible for her murder, not only in the execution of the attack, but also in its conception, planning, and financing. Second, responsibility for Ms. Bhutto's security on the day of the assassination rested with the federal government, the government of Punjab, and the Rawalpindi District Police. None of these entities took the necessary measures to respond to the extraordinary, fresh, and urgent security risks that they knew she faced.
The report makes repeated references to the unchecked power of the military and its intelligence wing, ISI. But Heraldo Munoz, chair of the Bhutto Commission of Inquiry, told reporters, quote, "The investigation was severely hampered by intelligence agencies and other government officials, which impeded the search for the truth. These officials, in part fearing intelligence agencies' involvement, were unsure of how vigorously they ought to pursue actions which they knew, as professionals, they should have taken." In many ways, according to the New York Times, the report serves to underscore the government's inability to push it forward nearly 3 years after Bhutto's death, even though her widower, Asif Ali Zardari, is now president. The report states in black and white what Pakistanis sometimes have to whisper, that a nexus of elites whose core is formed by top military and intelligence officers, but also includes politicians and bureaucrats, has busied itself with everything from rigging elections to making deals with militants. Some in Pakistan expressed delight at the findings, saying the exposure would force an uncomfortable conversation in Pakistan. Others disagreed, though, saying it would have little effect. They point out there were few references to the most scathing part of the report about the military's role. Author and newspaper columnist Khalid Ahmed said, quote, "Very clearly there's a reluctance to point to the army. This is what everybody has ignored." Ahmed says the reason is part psychology and part national identity. Pakistan's army has long represented the central and most crucial part of the country's idea of itself, a symbol of protection against Pakistan's mortal foe, India. That narrative is taught in textbooks and reinforced in society, and going against it is like attacking yourself.